Gandha Namastute, Taptakanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishbhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shrivati Pashyati Deshatarine. Oh, Hare Krishna. So we'll just go with the thank you for coming, everyone. Today on a weekday, difficult to come. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Which place is this? Where Prabhupada is sitting? Which place is this?
Vrindavan.
Which place in Vrindavan?
Radha Damodar Mandir.
Yes, this is Rupa Goswami Prabhupada's Samadhi. Prabhupada gave Nectar Devotion discourses on the Samadhi in October of 1972. There is a series of lecture. So this is Radha Damodar Temple. So different now, right?
Yeah.
Let's pay our obeisances to Shri Radha Govinda. All right, so we have been studying this. First, Larry, Samanya Bhakti, preface to chapter 1. In the preface, what is discussed? History of nectar devotion and purpose of nectar devotion. Krishna. Introduction. It is discussed Mangalacharan, definition of pure devotional service. The author is offering obeisances to the Lord, to Guru, to Vaishnavas, invoking the auspiciousness. And then we have the most important part was that he gives the overview of the pure devotional service to the Lord. Chapter 1 is called Characteristics of Pure Devotional Service. And then second Lahari or second wave of the eastern side of the ocean is chapter 2 to 16, which we are doing now. And this is Sadhana Bhakti. Is divided into Vedehi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. Vedehi Sadhana Bhakti is chapter 2 to 14. Raganuga is 15 to 16. Second chapter, Principles of Sadhana Bhakti, that 3 categories of devotional service are described, right? What are the 3 categories of devotional service? Devotional service in practice, devotional service in ecstasy, and devotional service in pure love of God. Chapter 3, Eligibility for accepting devotional service. And chapter 4, Pure devotional service is free from desire for liberation and sense gratification. Okay, so there are a lot of references in that chapter that how a pure devotional service, a pure devotee is not seeking any kind of ulterior motive from by conducting the devotional service. The only motive is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pure devotional service is self-sufficient and independent. It is not dependent on the birth. It is not dependent purification through Vedic rituals or following of the Varnashram Dharma. And then chapter 6, ways to practice devotional service was introduced. 64 items of devotional service introduced. Then from chapter 7 onwards, those 64 items are elaborated. Okay, so evidence regarding devotional principles. First 18 items of devotional service, for 10 do's, 10 don'ts. And then chapter 8 is all about offenses to be avoided, the 19th devotional item of the devotional service. And then there are 32 offenses which are listed, 32 offenses, which are listed in Varaha Puran, and then 10 offenses against the holy name listed in Padma Puran. Chapter 9, we studied about ways to practice devotional service, which begins from item 20 to item 42 of the 64 items of devotional service. And in that, emphasis is given on chanting, praying, and deity worship. Chapter 10 continues with ways to practice devotional service, and items 43 to 46 and emphasis is laid on hearing and remembering. Chapter 11, you studied aspects of devotional service. I'll skip to 12. You studied all this last week, right? Which place is this? Who knows?
बांकी बिहारी जी.
तब तो censored photo हो जाएगी. You know what? It does look like Banki Bihari. First I thought Radha Vallabh, but it is Banki Bihari. Because Radha Vallabh has a Govardhan here, right? This is Banki Bihari temple, censored. So, um, so chapter 11, what item 47 to 53 is listed in chapter number 11. And chapter number 12, further aspects of devotional transcendental service, items 54 to 64 are listed. Okay, hearing reveals scriptures. What is a revealed scripture? What is a revealed scripture? The definition is given. What is a revealed scripture? The one you dig up under the earth and then you're digging and digging and digging and then it suddenly appears on the bottom of the earth. It says, oh, this is the revealed scripture, or something that's written on the palm tree in Sanskrit is revealed scripture. What is a revealed scripture? Or can it be in the digital platform also? Or is it only time confined and it is whatever is revealed or written 5,000 years ago is what is revealed and everything else is like, so what is a revealed scripture?
Scripture that helps us to advance in devotional service.
Yeah, so enlightens the bona fide part of devotional service. Any book. Okay, so next time I say, okay, am I reading a scripture? Am I reading a fiction? What am I reading? A non-fiction? What am I reading? So understand that how, if the book or if the scripture that I'm reading is enlightening my path on bona fide, enlightening my on bona fide path of devotional service for Krishna. How can we serve revealed scripture? What are the ways to serve revealed scripture?
Mataji, any book means written by anyone?
No. Bona fide path means it has to be bona fide parampara, right? So tomorrow, if one of us becomes a pure devotee and they share their realizations about devotional service, also bona fide path, right? So of course we already have our realization must be based on bona fide scriptures to begin with, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, or Book Bhagavat. Nobody has read. You see, here it is written, Rupa Goswami says that we can serve revealed scripture even by writing and preserving. Prabhupada said no, that we must write. He emphasized there are a series of letters that all of us are supposed to write. He started this magazine, Back to Godhead. He's not saying only bring chapters from Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or this book or that book. He's saying you write, right? All the articles in Back to Godhead are written by the devotees, but using their intelligence about various topics. ISKCON has a DD ministry where they teach DD worship, and they teach like how to, proper way etiquette to serve the DDs. So that, and then Prabhupada said that is based on which scripture? DD ministry, DD worship is based on what scripture in our parampara? I'm talking Latin, Chinese,
Narada Pancharatra.
French. Narad Pancharartiki Vidhi. Which revealed scripture is the best? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Bhagavatam.
Yes, Srimad Bhagavatam, Amalam Puranam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the fruit, ripened fruit of all the Vedic literatures. Hearing the revealed scriptures. Residing in Mathura is another item revealed, which is item number 55. What does it mean? For a long time, I thought residing in Mathura means like literally living in Mathura. What does residing in Mathura mean? Well, its reference given is in Vara Puran. Other than Mathura, if one is attracted to live anywhere else, one is surely captured by illusory energy. In Ramayana Puran, simply by touching Mathura, it's Mathura, not Mathua, one can get the results of traveling to all the holy places. What does residing in Mathura mean?
Meditating on the Supreme Lord, his pastimes,
Hmm?
which specifically happened in Mathura, his appearance and,
Yeah. So you see, there is this 84 kosha, 84 kosha, right? Kosha, it's called kosha in Sanskrit.
yes, yes,
84-mile radius of
Vrindavan.
it's no, Vrindavan is a part of it. What is it called as? Uh, 84-mile Brahmandal, Rajmandal.
Vrajmandal.
Rajmandal.
Rajmandal.
Okay, so it is like anyone who is meditating, one must visit though. You cannot meditate if you have not visited. Actually, I know I'm wrong. I know some devotees who have never been to India, and they are devotees for 50 years. And then they are like very exalted devotees, cannot beat. So it's like they've never been to India. They've never left America and hardly left Kitanagri. So what does it mean then? That means that they're not pure devotees. That means that they're captured by illusory energy. Or if I'm not living in Mathura, I'm captured by illusory energy. But no chance.
Does it mean that they are following all the nine no devotional elements like Shravanam, Kirtanam? They're
Mhm.
hearing, chanting, and they're following all these rules and all that. So they're actually living in Mathura that way
Yeah.
because
So
it's
you see,
constant.
so Prabhupada mentions, right, many times I have heard his class he's giving class in Australia, he's giving class in Los Angeles. This is not Los Angeles, this is Vaikunta. This is not Australia, this is Goloka. Like he's saying it, right? So what does it mean? It means that wherever a pure devotee can bring Vrindavan with them, right? They can just make every place like as pure as Vrindavan. So like that, um, if one is very, very plugged in with the parampara, as Rupa Mataji is saying, that they can actually invoke Krishna consciousness by their by the mercy that they have received from the predecessor acharyas. So that way we all can reside in Mathura. Plus, literally, one must be visiting there too. Okay, so what are the items? Hearing the revealed scriptures, understand what is the revealed scripture. Residing in Mathura, the reference is very strong. Serving the devotees is the 56th element. Superior to even worship of Krishna. Lord Shiva is telling this to Mother Sati in Padma Puran. That I'm not a, I don't, Krishna says, I don't, what does he say? That I don't, I'm not attracted to somebody who worships me directly, but I'm very attracted to somebody who worships my devotee of the devotee. What is this dasa dasanudas? Real devotee of Krishna is who? Who is a real devotee of Krishna? Who is serving the other devotees? What are the benefits of serving the devotee? Liberated from the material condition just by remembering gets purified and frees us from ulterior motive and false pride. Okay, I think I've told this story that there was one person who was visiting Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada. I think I've told this, and he had gone with a book full with questions to Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, and he said, "I need your time to sit with me, answer my questions." And Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said that, yeah, sure, but just I'll meet you after 3-4 days. He said, but in the meantime, go and, he told other devotees in the temple that go and engage him in washing the vessels. Somehow, when we join ISKCON, washing the vessels is a big service. Washing the vessels. I remember Mangaluru when I used to go, so heavy, you don't need a workout. Even in Telugu, are so heavy, big, big vessels. You can actually sit in them. So big vessels. So, so, um, so it's okay. Then he was washing, and then he was associating with devotees while washing the vessels and, interacting with the devotees. Uh, and then after 3-4 days, he went to Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, and Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, yes, you had questions. Yes, I can sit. And then the person said, no, my questions are already answered. So just by doing the service, it freed us from all the doubts that we have in our mind about practice of Krishna consciousness. Or lethargy. There could be lethargy, right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita so many times, it's free from lethargy. Get up and fight with determination. I always think, like, what is this lethargy Krishna is talking about? It's like money. I don't want to do it. Or what is that lethargy that Krishna talks about? Anyway, at the end of the class, if you remind, then we'll share. Serving according to one's financial position. Bhakti is not dependent on any any external elements. It's not that only a very rich person can serve Krishna and the poorest of the poor cannot serve Krishna. Krishna will accept anybody's service. So according to anybody's financial position, they can serve. If one has no money, then Krishna has provided flowers, water, right, leaf, fruit from the tree, anything can be given. But if somebody has money and then they don't raise their standard of worship, then it's a miser. What is it? Prabhupada gives a class. So funny. He said, in Vrindavan, these old people, they come and retire, and then they're like millionaires. And when I ask them that, okay, you're a millionaire and you retired, what have you brought to Krishna now? And they say, well, I have brought myself because this is my time to come. So, okay, where is your money? Oh, that I gave to the family. See, Prabhupada doesn't like that. He doesn't like it. And I think I told that Naminister Prabhu the laptop story, right? I told it here. Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji, we have heard. I have heard in Sadhu Sangha, I think.
I think I tell it everywhere. I told here, right? And Mataji, Kirti Mataji.
No, Mataji, I didn't hear.
Yes, Mataji is the old laptop thing that you were saying.
Yes.
Naminister told me. There was a person who was separating the husk from the rice. On that thingy, I don't know if you have seen that. You put the rice and then you separate the husk. Said Krishna, and the wind came, and then the wind blew the husk away. So the person said, Krishna, whatever flies with the wind, the rice, whatever pieces of rice, they're all offering to you. Rest is mine. So don't do that. So observing Kartik is very special among all the festivals. We must do a Kartik vows every year. If we cannot do anything else, at least increase some chanting every day. There are some devotees who do very strong vows, and some devotees who do the vows according to their caliber, but do something. Don't do and not do nothing. And we all worship Damodar, Radha, Yashoda Damodar that whole month. And then the results of devotional service are multiplied many times. And it is even more potent when it's celebrated in Vrindavan or Mathura. So we must go there. Again, Vrindavan or Mathura, literally Vrindavan or Mathura, or where the devotees of Krishna are residing, where the bona fide process is going on. Okay. Then the 59th element is observing festivals and celebrating Lord's activities like birthday celebration, and it becomes very pleasing to the Lord. 60 to 64 are 5 more potent ways by which bhava can be revived even in a neophyte. You know what are they? 5 powerful. What are the 5 most important elements? The last 5 ones. Residing in Mathura. And why do we reside in Mathura? To read Srimad Bhagavatam, to do deity worship. What else? Did you all
साधु से
read?
भजन किया.
Association.
Association of
Association.
devotees. And then last element?
Kirtan.
Yes, chanting and kirtan. Thing in they're going to reside in Mathura to do what? To open a shopping mall? No, you're going to reside in Mathura to chant and do kirtan, to associate, to read, and to do the deity worship. Right? So serving the deity is awarded the highest benefit, not just given the liberation. Recitation of Bhagavad Gita. Oh my goodness. Srimad Bhagavatam. Same thing. In Srimad Bhagavatam, my realization recently is Bhagavad Gita is already there. There's like so many, it's like elaboration of all the instructions in Bhagavad Gita in Srimad Bhagavatam. If you read, like you feel like that, right? A ripened fruit of all the Vedic literature, and it is sweeter because it is touched by the parrot beak of, like a fruit which is touched by the parrot beak becomes more sweet. Like that, Srimad Bhagavatam becomes more sweet when it is spoken from the lotus mouth of Sukadev Goswami. Shuka means parrot. Parampara, root has to be passed from the top of the tree, from one branch to another branch, and then it remains intact. Rather than if it falls on the ground, it breaks open. So like that, if it is passed down from lineage to lineage, in a lineage from one acharya to another acharya to another acharya, like that, it remains intact. The message remains intact. Associating with advanced devotees, what are the benefits? They're like crystal stones. Hiranyakashipu interestingly gave this instruction to Prahlad Maharaj. When we associate with pure, when association is like crystal stone, so we reflect whatever we are associating with. And Prabhupada gives example of a power of association, potent man, which is compared to deliverer of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the woman is able, which is compared to a person who is very enthusiastic and determined to practice Krishna consciousness. They become Krishna conscious. Chanting the holy names, topmost goal, and chanting the holy name is the easiest way to associate with Krishna, and there is no difference between name and Krishna. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that I have no desire. Turtevam idrisham ihajani nanuraga. I have no desire. So what does it mean? Like, okay, I have been given everything, all the facilities to chant the holy name, but I have no desire. Like sometimes chanting 16 rounds is a marathon. And Prabhupada says minimum 16 rounds. Why is it so difficult? Think about it. Because our the entirety of the process is that we are supposed to be Krishna conscious. That is why we are placed in a situation where we have this human form of life, and we have access to holy name, and we have been given this time duration in our lifetime, and we have come in touch with the bona fide parampara. Still, we think it is very difficult. Why? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is answering it because I have no taste. Okay, so the problem is not external, the problem is internal. So how do we develop the taste? Chant Hare Krishna, attentive chanting. By chanting, you develop the taste for chanting. My Guru Maharaj said, he said, chanting, we all must have these experiences in our life. Actually, he said, I'll tell what is, but who was it? Gita Nagri? I'm forgetting the name of the sannyasi. He said that, which is true. If we are able to chant and follow our vow of 16 rounds minimum on a day, even in the worst phase of our life, then we got it. Then there's a very less chance that we'll ever give up chanting Hare Krishna because we did it at that time. And my Guru Maharaj said that chanting is the beginning, chanting is the middle, and chanting is the end. So if we have a problem in chanting, then what do? Chant. Work on attentive. I asked him this question. What is the problem in losing taste in Krishna consciousness? Because somebody can become ghostly haunted, somebody can become sick, somebody can become, very overtly busy in their life. We can have a list of reasons. No, why I can't, I'm losing enthusiasm. what is the real reason? I asked him. He said the real reason is inattentive chanting. So you see how simplified the life becomes when you associate with the devotees and you associate with the spiritual master and ask this question. Your mind will go here, there. Maybe if I can get up early, maybe if I can sleep early, maybe if I can eat less, maybe if I can, work less, maybe if I can watch less TV. Maybe we are gonna go on fixing the external. But then here comes the spiritual master and says you're chanting inattentively. Those things will only help in attentive chanting, but they are not the cause in themselves. Okay. So living in Mathura, Vrindavan is mentioned 4 times in the list of 64 items. Why? So item number 7 also, item 48, 55 and 64. These are the times when living in Mathura is mentioned and Vrindavan or Raj Mandal. So it means visiting, item 7 says visiting holy places like Dwarka, Puri, Ganges, or 48, even briefly visiting the temple of Vishnu, even a neophyte, even a Kanishta can, impersonalist can become a devotee. Exclusive Mathura and Vrindavan and item 55, special living there and serving in various ways. And now 64 item again, unparalleled ability of Mathura Vrindavan to awaken Bhava Bhakti. So it's mentioned so many times, okay, that we are supposed to be associating and going in Mathura. Now, this is the principle. Remember we studied principle and detail. This is the principle. How we're going to live in Mathura, how we're going to visit Vrindavan, and what does it mean? That detail is to be discussed with one's own spiritual master based on one's own circumstances of life. Okay, it will be different for different people. So what are the 5 potent devotional service, forms of devotional service? What are they? We just studied. This chapter just elaborates that. Yes, everyone is going to tell me one by one. Okay, this is your kindergarten exam. Kirti Mataji, are you able to speak? Your work, right? Okay, Rupa Mataji, what are the 5 most potent form of devotional service? The last 60 to 64 items.
Deity worship, chanting,
Mm,
then Mathura Vas,
mm,
then hearing
Hearing what?
the holy name,
Hearing
Shravan,
Srimad
his
Bhagavatam.
glories,
Mm,
and then
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam, and then association.
Okay, thank you. Indra Dumna Prabhu, your name is next. What are the things?
Deity serving, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Mathuravas, association, and what is the 5th one?
Basic. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Mahamantra, chanting.
Chanting, yes. Very nice. Anya Mataji.
Yeah, chanting the holy name, reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, association of devotees, deity worship, and living in Mathura.
Yes. Very nice. ये मेरा फिर से हाथ ऊपर हो गया. How does this happen?
The latest Zoom thing, Mataji. If you raise your hand like this, it takes it.
Okay. All right. Which deities are these? I don't know how to bring it down. Who are these deities?
ISKCON Vrindavan.
It says that. So what is the name of the deities? No. What is the name of the deities? Hi. Radha Sham Sundar. All right, so this class is like sleepy. Somewhere it is early morning, nobody wants to get up. Somewhere it is after lunch hour. Somewhere it is night time. So what is the best time? You tell me. What is the best time? Huh? No jawab.
क्लास
Good
Okay.
खत्म
time
होने को आ रही
is
है.
Mataji.
Huh?
This time is good.
Nobody is answering. Everybody's either tummy is empty, or brain is foggy, or tummy is full, or is like the day is done. Kirti Mataji's day is done. Mine is starting. You're somewhere in the middle. Okay. 5 potent forms of devotional service. Chalo. It can evoke Bhava Bhakti even in a neophyte. This is a big benediction actually. Deity worship. If you had desire to, so this is so interesting, right? Desire to enjoy in the material world, in the association of friendship, society, and love, then don't go to Keshi Ghat on a full moon night, because there you will see the form of Govinda and all your attractions will be nullified to externals. So this is Rupa Goswami saying, and then if you read, it's so beautifully written, right? Did you read it? So beautifully written. Prabhupada said that actually what is to be emphasized looks like not to do, and then what is not to be done looks like to be done. If you want to enjoy your life with the society, friendship, and love, then don't go to Keshi Ghat on the full moon night, because you will see the form of Govinda standing there and he will steal all your desires. So say what is not to be done is written as if it is to be done. No, we are not supposed to have society, friendship, love. Which is, if you have a desire for doing that, then don't do this. It's like the way the thing is structured, the writing is structured is so beautiful. Indirectly, poetically telling us to see the form of Krishna and will lead to indifference from the material world. Indifference is hallmark of Bhava Bhakti. Therefore, this item leads to Bhava, ecstasy. Right? So indifference to the enjoyment of the material world is hallmark of bhava. In Krishna consciousness, you will see that what is a main agenda for the world becomes like, why is that even an agenda? Give me some examples in your life, from your work, from your personal, from your societal life, where somebody's making this like an agenda, and it's like, why is this so important? Why so much time is spent on this in this manner? Why can't we do it in Krishna conscious way?
I couldn't understand the question, Mataji. Agenda?
Right. When you, so over here it's written, right, indirectly poetically telling us to see the form of Krishna. Indirectly telling, it's not directly telling that give up your attraction to society, friendship, and love, so that you can go to, when you go to Keshi Ghat on a full moon night and you will see Govinda, you will get more attracted to Govinda. It's not written like that. What is written is, if you have a desire for doing this, then don't go to Keshi Ghat, because you lose those desires. You have so much to lose. Like that, whatever is to be done, it looks like should not be done, but whatever should not be done looks like should be done. So it's indirect poetic thing. So in the way I'm asking, maybe I'm not asking properly, that we are trying to fix so many problems in our life, at personal level, at societal level, at national level, at international level, right? So in Krishna consciousness, like everything, the vision of a devotee is different. This problem, for example, I'll give you an example. In America, in children, there is a lot of wave going on right now for against gun violence. Gun protection, how to store guns, should you have guns, and in our screening for seeing children in hospital or clinic, we ask this question: do you have gun in your house? Like that, right? Gun. So I always think that wouldn't it be nice to have a gun-free life anyway for everyone, like to create a safety environment? And that can only happen if there is Ishavasya principle. The basic problem is not the gun, and enviousness is a secondary issue. Primary issue is proprietorship. I want to have more, even at the cost of your life. Right? So it's like now they are trying to fix it externally, try to give free gun locks, or try to teach people free of cost how to unpack the gun. It's just a big thing. Try to have uh, access to these courses to everyone in the community. Even in school, it is taught. So, and then wherever we go in public places, not the grocery stores yet, but it's coming, a hospital or school, you have to go through metal detection. And the schools are locked up. Like they're like, you cannot just enter a school building, it's locked up. So this is a secondary prevention. Primary thing is lack of Ishavasya principle. Like that, I'm asking examples from your life. Understood or not understood?
It's a psychological thing, Mataji. If you are told to say, don't do it, and don't
Then
do this,
don't.
otherwise you get this. So, like, oh, okay, I will do it now. Don't go to Keshikash if you want to. So I will go to Keshikash. Don't study, otherwise you will become very good. Oh, okay, I will study.
Mataji, that's right. That's correct, Mataji. That's why, say don't even go there, because if you go and see Krishna in that form, you'll lose all your material desires. So then you definitely want to do that.
So there
That's
are those
indirect.
do's and don'ts. Okay, now don't bring.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but
I don't know, but maybe it is true. But there are do's and don'ts. We also do the do's. We do chant every day on our beats. Like we do eat Krishna Prasadam. We are supposed to read Bhagavad Gita or scriptures every day. It could be. Okay, you think about those examples and tell. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a ripened fruit. So there's this foolish friend heard Srimad Bhagavatam and will deride the four goals of life. What are the four goals of life? Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha. So you hear Srimad Bhagavatam and those goals become very, very small. That, oh, there is something beyond moksha also. So why should I, waste my time on Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha? So moksha lagu krita, the pure devotional service, as you have studied already, is even beyond liberation. A pure devotee does not even want any kind of liberation from the Lord. And then associating with advanced devotees, so advanced devotees, they show the external signs of ecstasy, and then it increases the intense eagerness. And symptoms of bhav is virakti, indifferences to material life. Avyartha kalatvam means a person. This is the 9 items we'll discuss later in the chapter. That what are the symptoms of a pure devotee? One of the symptoms of pure devotee is that they don't like to lose even a moment without service to Krishna. So what was I was hearing Swami Bhagwan Keshav Maharaj class one day, and he was saying that there is a rule of 6 in the 6 in the corporate world. What is the rule of 6? If you want to be a successful entrepreneur and you are surrounded by 5 such entrepreneurs, you'll be the 6th one. If you have a desire for a fit life and you want to, exercise every day and you're surrounded by 5 such people over the goal, you'll be the 6th one. So like that, he was saying, if you have a desire for becoming a pure devotee and you surround yourself by 5 of such, you'll be the 6th one. So associating with the pure devotees is so powerful, as much as associating with non-devotees is also powerful. Association itself is very powerful because we are social beings. Okay, and if we are not going to associate with the right thing, then we'll be associating with the wrong thing. Like if there was an analysis of this character of Hiranyakashipu. Says Hiranyakashipu did everything as it is as he was told by Shukracharya. And Shukracharya was constantly associating with Hiranyakashipu like his shadow. Said, okay, go worship Brahma. He went. Okay, now go make Vishnu your enemy. He made Vishnu enemy. Okay, now try to kill Vishnu. And if you can kill Vishnu, then you will rule the world. He tried to do that. He was like blindly following the verdict of Shukracharya. But then there came Bali Maharaj. Same Shukracharya, who was giving instructions to his great-grandfather, was also giving instructions to Bali Maharaj. What did Bali Maharaj say? He said, don't give oblations to this Brahman because he's Vishnu and he will cheat you. So what did Bali Maharaj say? You don't even know that now? What did Bali Maharaj
He
say?
didn't. He didn't listen to his guru. He said he definitely would give.
Yeah, it's more intense. You have to be a little more angry about it. It said, oh, this is Vishnu, and you have taught me that everything belongs to Vishnu, so why should I not surrender to Vishnu? So he rejected Shukracharya as his guru. He rejected. One cannot reject a spiritual master. It's a sin. It's actually, it's a sin. And I don't want to go there. There's a devotee who is a very, there's a devotee in Gita Nagari, and he went to this another devotee who is very exalted devotee, and who's a devotee of Lord Narasimha, and he taught us that when you become a devotee of Lord Narasimha in a very intense manner, then the past, present, and future start becoming revealed to you. Like, the element of astrology becomes revealed to you. This devotee told us, who is a devotee of Lord Narasimha. So this devotee from Gita Nagari went to this exalted devotee and he said, whatever is happening in your life is because you offended your guru in the last birth. So if you wouldn't have offended your guru, you were a great devotee, disciple, but then you did this in your last birth, and now this is the thing. So then he understood that this life I have a guru again and I'm not going to offend. So he actually molded his life in. It's amazing to see how he molded his life in a way that it's abiding by the instructions of the spiritual master very seriously in this life. So why did I say that? Association. Okay. And if we are going to put ourselves, I have also been in a association of devotees where some of the devotees have said that sometimes associating with non-devotees is easier because they understand you better. Sometimes the devotees are so tied up with their logistics of practice of Krishna consciousness that they lose the human part of it. So she said, sometimes I feel I have a breathing space with people who are not from ISKCON. So we were all from ISKCON hearing that. So yeah, breathing space. So then Prabhupada disciple at Mataji, who was conducting that class for us, she went through very nicely different analysis of where is this coming from. Is because the scriptures are saying otherwise. The scriptures are saying asat sanga tyaga sahi vaishnavachar, or non-devotee association is detrimental to one's existence in all domains. So where is this coming from? So you see, even if you reveal your mind in that way, in the right kind of association, your doubts get clarified. Any questions so far? Hari Nam Sankirtan. Narad Muni is singing the glories of Harinam everywhere. And when we hear Narad Muni's Kirtan, Prabhupada sings so nicely, right? Have you heard Prabhupada singing Narad Muni Baje Veena? Then one becomes bereft of all attachment for material enjoyment. And this is called virakti, indifference. He says there is a big sale of wine going on, which is like $1,000 per ounce, but now it is only $300 per ounce. All right, and not my circus, not my monkey. I'm not interested in wine, whether it's $1,000 or $300 per ounce. Right, so we get saved. Prabhupada gives example of his life when he was a householder, that he said, I was walking on the road and one of my friend was driving his car with his family and they were going to watch a movie in a theater. And they wanted me to come. And he said, Prabhupada said, I didn't want, I have no interest in watching movie. Why will I go? And you know how India is, like he said he dragged me. My friend, he dragged me inside the motor car and he took me to the theater to watch the movie and I ran away. that even if you pay me $1 million, I will still not watch because I'm not interested. It is not my interest. That level of virakti. Okay, living in Mathura. I remember the Lord in Yamuna, birds chirping and giving me bliss. Like, all these pastimes of the Lord in this Vraj Mandal, Mathura Mandal, are very, very sweet. Simply remembering Vrindavan can evoke bhava. It is true, right? If think of Vrindavan, thinking of the morning program in Prabhupada Samadhi and Mangalarti, just thinking about it, just like thinking of the chanting. Remember, Anvya Mataji, we sat down in the temple and we heard the kirtan for so many hours.
Yes, yes,
Remember, we
Mataji, I
like sitting there in front of the deities. Last year we went. Or Radha Vallabh temple, if you go in the morning, that temple has all the local Brajvasis come and sing Mangalarti in Braj language, Braj Bhasha. So it's like just thinking like that is like, this is so nice. I want to go there. This is what Rupa Goswami is saying, it evokes the bhava. Mental realization of one's Sarupa Siddhi. Bhava leads to realization of Sarupa Siddhi. And realization of the Sarupa Siddhi leads to establishment of devotional service in that element. Prabhupada's expertise. Sri Prabhupada expert the ISKCON on these 5 principles. Deity worship, Srimad Bhagavatam class, association of devotees, Nama Sankirtan, yearly festivals in Mayapur and Vrindavan. So you see how Prabhupada has built this thing on 5 pillars. So ISKCON is the most potent institute for evoking Bhava Bhakti. We have to be proud of who we are. Okay, so 12th is 11th was chapter 11 is ways to practice devotional service, Anga 47 to 53, emphasis on friendship, surrender, servitude. Now we studied 54 to 60, 54 through 64, with the last 64 to 60 to 64 as 5 main forms of devotional service, and 5 most potent practice of devotional service are explained further in chapter 13. So what are the 5 most potent forms of devotional service? We're going to recite together. It gets painful, but let's do it. Residing in Mathura and Vrindavan. Then, when you reside there, what do you do?
Deity worship,
Okay,
hearing
everyone.
Bhagavatam,
Associating with pure devotees and
devotees.
chanting the holy name.
chanting.
Okay, again, my name goes there. Let me see if I have written any questions here. I did not. Any questions? Let me go offline.